Hello and welcome back to this course, this training. Today we are going to be looking at georeferencing using coordinate. So yesterday we looked at this very same image where we used a shapefile to georeference this, but today we are going to be looking at the coordinate aspect of it. So when I say coordinate, if you look, each map that has been produced has a grid lines, and those grid lines contains the coordinate of such map. So we can actually use the coordinates to also georeference it. All right, so that's what we're going to be looking at today. Though yesterday we saw that the map was inverted just like this, but by the time we georeferenced it, it came back normal. So we're going to try the same thing with this. All right, so without any further ado, we get right into it. So as always, you have to locate 4 points whereby your 4 points whereby your map is meeting. Here now we have the grid lines that are meeting. So we have this and we have this. All right. So we have this as 10, 10, 10, 30, and this as this other side as this other side as 9. Right, so now what we need to understand is, okay, there have been an east here, so it has already helped us in distinguishing. So this is on the east axis, so this is on the north axis. So you need to know which one is your eastern and which one is your northern, and which one is your latitude and which one is your longitude. All right, so basically that's how we are starting now. So I'm going to click on add control point from what we've explained yesterday. So add control point, and I'm going to zoom this very much, and I'm going to pick this. So I'm going to zoom back down so that I will be able to see where is where. All right, so right click and then you come to impute X and Y. All right, so our X is what and our Y is what. Now another challenge is poses here. What we have here is actually a degree, minute, and second kind of situation. But what we also want to impute here, it's only, if you check, you see that the degree, minute, second is disabled. So this is how you solve it. You need to be connected on internet and you need to have a Google Earth. All right, so now I'm just going to change the coordinate system I have here. Go to properties, go to options. I'm going to change it to degree, minute, seconds. I'm going to click OK. So I'm going to bring out a pace mark, place mark, sorry. So I'm going to go back to ArcGIS. So I have this as 1030 on the east, which is our X. I'll go back to Google Earth. $10.30 10:30, and this one as 9. We do not know the remaining balance of it, so let's check. 9 what? 900. Okay, so we'll now change this to 0. And 0. Okay, so let's look at where it is to be sure that we have it in the right place. No. It's not in the right place. It's supposed to be in Tarava. Yes, it is in Tarava. Good. It's supposed to be in Tarava, that I'm sure. So now that it is here, let's finish with the 4 points so that we have what we're looking for. Alright? So we'll go back to ArcGIS, pick another place mark, and we go back to ArcGIS. Or let's just bring in the points first so that we don't have to keep repeating. So we have to go back and change this to decimal degrees. So you see, this is another stress, but it's a solvable issue. So we have 10.5 and 9.5. So we're going to go on 10 point. We zoom and we click. So we impute our X as this, and we copy our Y as this. And then we OK. So we zoom to layer. Now we go to the second point. Now this second point, we're going to pick an axis that is flashing through. So we have 1130 here, and on this side should be the same as 9. Okay, this is 930. So which means that side is also 930. But well, let's make that change. So we're going to still change this to options and change it to this degree minutes seconds, and we pick another place mark, and then this is now 1130. Maybe that's 1130, whereas our minutes are in zeros, and we have 9:30. Our seconds are in 0. Okay, so we're okay. So let's look at where this one is, and okay. So we're now going to change this, and we return it to decimal degrees. So we right click and we copy our east, and we copy our north. So this is just when I wanted to georeference that I encountered this, so I just have to create initiative. See that it has actually turned. I was actually being doubtful anyway, let's be honest. I wasn't really sure. But now that it has popped up like this, it means we're making progress, right? So we have 7 on the north, and what now on the... If we're still using this, is that what we use up there? Yes, that's what we use. So if we're still using this, we're going to have the same easting, the different northerns. So what was our east? Our east was 11.5. So we copy this and we paste. Or it was actually 11.5 there. Now east. So now our this other one is now 11. Let's change it back again. This one is now 11:30. And this one is now 7. Okay, so let's have the third one so that we know where we are. So we have this and we take it to the ArcGIS and we paste. So we zoom to layer to be sure of what I copied. I wasn't sure. Okay, it's actually 700. Okay, now we have one more point for us to be able to call it that it is georeference. So here we have it as where we used for here was 10, right? Yeah, and that's not where we used. We used this one 1030, right? So we're going to still use it down here. So we have 1030 here, somewhere here. Or we must not necessarily use that. So this is 1000. So we can use this. And then this is 700. So we have the same as that side. So we have this as 10 and the other one 1030. So we're going to use this 10. So we're going to click on this. And then we begin to impute. So okay, it's like this has its own here. So let's check for what is down so that we don't make assumptions. It's like this. Okay, it's actually 1000. So since it's 1000 and this is 7, yes, so let's use that. I didn't want us to make a mistake. So right click. And I'm coming to make this again, change it, take it to, okay, still in degree, okay. So I'm going to just pick another this, and I'm going to make this 10. And then this will be 7. Every other thing will be on the 0 level. Alright, so we're going to now click OK. Then we will change this back to decimal degrees, and we're going to right click, go to properties. So we're going to copy 1000 and 700 to that side. So we're going to have 1000 here. You can see that it's actually 9 point something. This is 7 already, so which means this is already completed. So let's make this 00, and then we'll click on OK. So if we right click and we go to this, you see that we have the 10 inverted just like we had yesterday. So now the next thing you're going to do in this is that you're going to click on georeferencing. Yesterday we didn't do this. You're going to click on georeferencing and then you click on rectify. Now yesterday I don't know what happened. I forgot that we didn't do that. So now you're going to select the location you want this saved. So you must have your project folder. So I want to put it inside Taraba, and I'm just going to click on Taraba anyway. Now click OK. So the folder is Taraba. So the name of this is going to be topo sheet, or we'll just name it Taraba. And it's going to be .tif. So the format is TIF, and then you click save. So you watch it. It's going to it's actually going to export using this reading you see under here. So once this reading reaches 100, it will have been rectified. So once that is rectified, you basically have come to the end of your georeferencing. But we are going to also use this method, and then we're going to check our residual error to be sure and see whether the residual error between the one of today and that of yesterday are the same, or this is an improved resolution or improved accuracy than that of yesterday. We're going to check on that once this is done. So that was quick. So the next thing is that you're going to click on georeferencing again, and then you click update georeferencing. So that will update this, making this already a georeference image. But we want to look at what is in view link table. We have the viewer, which will just bring in the whole thing, get another window up, and then you're going to see from the zoom to zoom in, zoom out, pan, zoom extend, fix, and all that. It's going to bring all the functions that's here for you. That's the purpose of the viewer. But we're interested in view link table, so that we're going to look at the whole thing we've done. Now, if you look at the 4 points we have selected, these are our coordinates of x and y, and then these are our residual for x and our residual for y. Like I said yesterday, it's supposed to have a residual of minus 0.0000. So we have a minus 0.002, a 0.002, and a final residual of 0.0. All of them, you can see that I have at least 0 in 3 places. So this is better than the one we did yesterday. But the reason why you use different means to georeference is because, number one, if the coordinates are not available, so it depends on what you're working on. If the coordinates are not available and you have a shapefile of that area, you can use that. Not that you have coordinates on this and then you are now using a shapefile to do that. So, and then the resolution, the accuracy also matters when you're doing this. So you need to know the differences, and you need to know what you're actually using it for per time. Alright, so this brings us to the end of this video. I will see you in the next one.